Hey folks, since joining Tier 1 in March 2025, the biggest topic of my conversations has been how do we absorb the incredible content we've got access to here. During last week's London live room chats, Jason asked if I'd share something a little bit different, how my software development background is helping me better understand trading and improving learning retention. So as an example, here's a quick look at a backtesting project I've been working on. See it behind me here. So on the screens behind me here. Hopefully it resonates with some of you and maybe even adds value to some of your journeys. Two quick things before we dive in. I'm a rookie at trading. Software is my day job, but forex, total newbie. And secondly, this video touches on some tier 1 proprietary strategies and IP. So this one's strictly for the community. Members only, please. Okay, let's have a look at these.
As with trading, screen real estate can help in software development, but I'll use this screen on the left so that you can actually see some of the things I am talking about. So, stage 1, understanding pip values. I started with the tier 1 spreadsheet, specifically this pip values worksheet that many of you will already know. Across all the calculations in this beast of a spreadsheet, everything ultimately flows through these cells right here in column C on the pip values worksheet. These numbers drive the monetary impact on your account balance for every trade. While exploring various trader tools online, I stumbled across Pip Value Calculators and learned something crucial, that pip values aren't static, they change over time. Here's an example of the EuroCAD pip value variation over the last 2 decades. Now, does this variation actually matter for backtesting? Honestly, as a rookie, I don't know yet, but it felt like something worth understanding. And here's the thing about how I learn. I dive down rabbit holes, and when I do, I always tend to discover answers to questions I didn't even know I should be asking. You know, the classic unknown unknowns. Which brings me to stage 2, TradingView. In TradingView, you can write small scripts that process market data and display useful info directly on your charts. These are called indicators or strategies. And most of you will know TradingView provides a lot of these as standard, but you can create custom indicators. And these are written in PineScript, either here in TradingView's web-based editor or in a text editor or software editor of your choice. Like many in Tier 1, I've built quite a few PineScript utilities, and some might even be useful. And well, I still don't know if the dynamic pip values indicator that we're looking at here, whether it actually matters for backtesting. Building this calculator absolutely helped me cement understanding of how trade value calculations work. So let me show you what this script does. So here we're looking at the EuroCAD again, and when I apply my indicator, I add it to the chart. It shows, let me just get rid of this. So I've applied it to chart, but what it does is it shows me here in this table visualization, I can see today's pip value, all in US dollars, $7.22. That's today. But what it also displays is the pip value for any historical date, as you can see in this graph plot. And this is where I got the pip variation that I entered into the spreadsheet. You can also see changing values for the pip values as I move my mouse across the chart. So if you keep an eye on these numbers just here, so we've got the pip value in US dollars, pip value average for a 20-bar average, and these are just checks to make sure that, is the pip value calculation actually correct? It rarely goes outside of these bounds. So imagine I'm backtesting a Gartley setup on EuroCAD, say from March 2017. So I'll zoom in to March 2017, and what I can do is I can just look for the value on that particular date. So if we're looking at Monday 20th of March 2017, you can see the blue value at $7.48977. But here's the problem. Doing this manually for every back test is, it's a massive time sink, and honestly introduces more risk of human error. Which brought me to the end of stage 2 and a decision. I need to automate this somehow. So how can I integrate pip value calculations directly into my backtesting journal and eventually my live trading journal? So on to stage 3 and hopefully getting out of the rabbit hole. And this is what stage 3 looks like for me. Building useful software for different industries. This could be its own video, but here's the short version. I took the logic from my PineScript indicator and rebuilt it for a proper backtesting application. What you're seeing here is my trader portal, very much a work in progress. And here's where it gets interesting. My software skills are helping me learn trading, and my trading education is driving better software. So a proper feedback loop. This portal is basically my central hub. Trade data, stats, strategy refinements, my trading plan, all in one place. And of course, utilities like this Pip Value Calculator. I've extended the PineScript version by connecting it to a live data feed, in this case Alpha Vantage's free API. It doesn't matter, it's just an API where I can pull accurate historical pip values and store them against every trade that I journal. So no manual lookups, no errors. And here's where the data is presented. This is the data coming from the Alpha Vantage data feed via their API, which is an application programming interface. So I can code it so that it goes to that API and it brings the data back in real time. And what this is doing is, for each of these rows, it's taking the date of the trade that we can see here, and it's going to the API and looking up what the historical pip value would be. It's actually calculating it as well. So it gets data, puts it all together. This is the data that it works out and comes to a final pip value for that particular date. And here's the real bonus for me. Working with this raw trading data has helped me understand how indicators like EMAs, the MACD, RSI, how they're actually built within TradingView. Which means when I watch Tier 1's training videos, everything clicks faster. I'm not just learning what to use, I'm understanding why it works, how it's put together, how it works. So yeah, I think hopefully that's my exit from this particular rabbit hole. So in wrapping up, I'm sure you can tell I'm still figuring out this trading malarkey. But building these tools, it's accelerated my learning in ways I didn't expect. If you're technical and you learn by doing, maybe this approach works for you too. And if you've got any questions or feedback, any corrections, or just want to get in touch about this stuff, ping me a message in the community. I'm always keen to learn from you lot. So thanks for watching, and speak soon. Cheers.